This is freaking the best Pixar movie ever made. Changed my mind.
In the next 10 years, when I'll be rewatching it again, I'm gonna get something new from it. Again, it's just a timeless film.
So my mother did this, like whatever sabji was left night. So she used that for a pizza topping, and it was good. So what I did was we had bindi left, so I made
Oh
a
my
pizza of bindi.
The listeners need to guess
Yeah.
what that is. Hello, everyone, to a brand new episode of Geek Life. Today, I have joining with me Nona Prince and Jay. So, this episode might come a little bit later as Jay was busy working with The Rock. But in today's episode, we'll be talking about the amazing animated movie Inside Out, the 2015 movie, because the sequel is coming up next weekend. So, that's why we're talking about the first movie. And yeah, that's
I thought
it.
we are here for Chota Beam.
No, Chota Bhim's next episode.
Oh, the new live action ones, dude.
Yeah,
It kills.
we're not talking about
Memories.
Chota Bhim. Like, I don't think ever. I mean, unless they make a very good movie, but yeah. Today we'll be talking about the Inside Out movie. We'll be sharing our initial thoughts. We'll be diving deep behind the scenes. We'll be talking about the different emotions portrayed in the movie. We'll also be talking about our expectations for the next movie. So if you find these topics intriguing, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get going. Oh yeah, side note, we are also available now on Spotify and Amazon Music. Like it's, I don't know how many people, like if you're listening to this on Spotify, I'll just say we're also available on YouTube. So
Nice plug-in. Nice plug-in.
yes, and yeah, we're also there on Instagram. So if you want to follow us there, go ahead, hit that follow button. Yeah, we'll dive into the topic Inside Out. So I prepared a big description, better prepared than Bad Boys. It's nothing. I just copy pasted from Wikipedia. But so Inside Out is a 2015 movie. It follows the inner workings of the mind of Riley Anderson, a young girl who adapts to her family's real location as five personified emotions administer her thoughts and actions. So it was directed by Peter Docter, who has also done movies like Up, Monsters Inc. and Soul. And it stars a lot of people. But I found this very interesting. It as the character of Joy, it stars Amy Poehler, who was also there in Parks and Recreation as Leslie Knope. And it also has Phyllis Smith, who was in The Office as Phyllis. So you have, and it also has Mindy Kaling as. So I think that's cool. You have a lot of Office and Parks and Recreation alumni. So
We are having trivia at the start, huh?
yeah, no, there is more trivia other than that. But yeah, guys, that's like the initial sort of description. This review is obviously going to be not review. Discussion will be spoiler filled because it's a very old movie. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. We'll start with Nona. What do you think about this movie?
This is freaking the best Pixar movie ever made. Changed my mind. Go ahead.
I
We
agree.
are not gonna do that. Yeah.
No, man. Like, dude, the way they sort of dived into and took something as emotions and made it into an animated movie filled with adventure, but with a lot more meaning. I think that's fantastic. Like,
Dude, my psychology teacher said this is like I show this film to my students, teach them. This is like how well they have depicted everything. Like that's literally like what do you call it? Anamorphic kind of portrayal of how what really happens in our brains, and it is so cleverly done.
like none, both of us couldn't
every-
chip in to help Nona out there.
That's me, guys. I'm always looking for words.
Now we know who's the professional here. Okay.
Yes.
He's using the high-end vocabulary and everything. Yeah. We're
I
sorted.
suck at it. But yeah, like the way they have done it, like when you think about it, it makes so much sense. And you can actually break down your life and your decisions, using those systems. Like everything from dream world to how the emotions work, how we have traits, our personality traits, how we evolve. Like, and I think I don't directly jump to it. The whole film is actually basically the character going to a new place and losing herself and then trying to run away because she cannot accept change, and then realizing, oh, you have to move on, and that's how she becomes mature.
Right.
That's the whole thing. That's something everyone goes through. But the way you break that down with your emotions and what is going through, and you cannot accept it, and it's just beautifully done. And I think one of the best, like everyone can learn from it. That's what it is. It's a great story in itself. It uses all these fun elements of exploring the world of her mind and everything. It's like a good animated adventure film also. But at the end, what it's the message at the end, what they're trying to say, and what they're actually doing. Like, I still get tear-eyed, I lump in my throat watching that last moment, and yeah, it's one of the best.
I rewatched it
That comes close.
yesterday. I rewatched it yesterday in
Wow,
preparation for the
he's dedicated.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I took it very
Same.
seriously, man. Like for the Bad Boys, the three movies, I rented all three of them. So the first two, the third one was on Netflix. So I'm very committed.
I also rented it, but from
You watched it in Hindi.
side. Yeah.
But yeah, like, see, it's a very typical Disney Pixar formula if you just look at it from the surface.
Yep.
Like, two characters getting lost and they have to find their way back, and that's the objective. But the way they interlude that with sort of Riley's experiences of moving to a new town, I think that was fascinating. And we'll get to the ending, but just the ending, they almost played as a reveal that it's okay to be sad. That's how your memories sort of form. The emotions that you have. It's not just you're not just going to be one sort of having one emotion. It's going to be a mixture of emotions, and that's what makes life special. I think that's beautiful. Like the way they just did that, that's amazing. But yeah, we'll now jump to the Jay, to your thoughts.
Yeah, so for me, it's like I watched this movie like around 5-6 years ago for the first time, and of course, back then,
And you
don't know much
rewatched it
about.
yesterday in preparation for the
Yeah,
Any of you
yeah,
watch
yeah,
in
yeah.
theaters?
No.
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, I
I
did.
Oh, lucky you! I would have
Yeah.
loved to watch it again. Maybe the sequel. I will definitely watch
Oh,
it.
they should have
But yeah,
re-released it, right? I mean, there was nothing much in theaters. It would have been fun to watch
It's
this.
actually they're actually releasing older films nowadays.
Yeah, they
Every
should
week
have
they are
released it
new.
this
Like,
week.
I
they
think
should have done
Elementals
it.
is playing again.
That's good.
So I don't know.
Yeah, out of all the like, they could have okay. Yeah, we'll discuss about it later. But as I was saying, so like it it gives you a very different perspective now that you watch it when you're in the adulthood, and you're like sort of, because you are actually able to break down what the creator mind and what did they actually plan it to be, and it was just so masterful on their front, like to break it down to an extent where it's like, oh my god, everything just makes sense in a way which we never even thought it. They just like, created a world, as Nona said, and we were just so submerged in it. And from rewatching it yesterday was just so depressing, because when you just see everything, and you start realizing, oh my god, you can relate to every aspect of it, like Manoj was saying, you cannot experience just one happy emotions and be content with it. In order to be happy, you have to be sad first. There's flow of everything going on, so you cannot just like skip one thing and just get to the best part, because the best part await only happens when you're waited for something. Otherwise it's going to be plain stale. But the way they did it was like brilliant, man. That's like easily the best Pixar movie for me as well, and just one of the best films ever made, because of the
Right.
subject and what it means and what it appeals. And I feel ki in the next 10 years will be, when I'll be rewatching it again, I'm gonna get something new from it again. It's just a timeless film.
That's a very cool point. Like, like I think as we grow and when we rewatch this film, we're going to get newer experiences. So that's really cool. Yeah. But
It's like,
yeah, go ahead.
what most I think Toy Story, I would take example like that Toy Story 3, that scene everyone was crying, they accept their death. That scene itself makes you emotional, but everything else is not that. I don't wish of revisiting Toy Story 3 again, because I think those films are too much plot, you know
Right, right.
uh,
Oriented,
plot
plot
direct,
heavy.
like they're
Yeah.
trying to follow the plot more than the emotion. And I think this film, it merges itself so well that you don't know what is plot, what is, you cannot really break down. It's actually the whole film is the emotion, the message they're trying to tell you. And
Right.
in childhood you tell kids, right, be happy, like, you don't have problems, you're free minded, you feel joy. But the moment things start change, you understand how life works. You have to move on, you have to let things go. That's where complex emotions comes in. And I think now with the second film, you're gonna get more complicated, and more things they're gonna explore. But it's just, I think the simplicity of the film plus the complicated messages they are talking about. As he said, right, you grow older, you watch it again, and suddenly something new will you'll
Right,
explore.
right.
I think that's the best part of that film.
And
Definitely.
I just said earlier, like, I think this has one of the best endings to a movie. The whole reveal of her going to the bus station and then coming back, and then the
Oh,
realization
dude.
that Joy has. And after I watched this movie, the first thing I did was there's an interview of Andrew Garfield where he talks about grief of losing his mother. And he says that grief is such a beautiful thing. It's all
Yeah.
that unsaid love that's stored within you. And it doesn't really apply here to the plot, but it just made me think in that way that, how beautifully they portrayed sadness. Because throughout the movie, because we are watching the movie, we're like, why is sadness doing this? Why is she touching those memories? Because we want her to be happy. We're like, no, don't ruin this. But then you come to that realization that, oh no, as Jay said earlier, it's that journey that people have with their emotions that really carries it forward. So I think that was really beautiful.
For me, the favorite scene of the movie was like them discovering, ping pong discovering and just picking random songs, and that just makes so much sense to me because sometimes like random song comes in your head and you like
Yeah.
started humming and you have never listened to that song in like decades or years, and you're like, why is it happening now? When I watched that movie, I was like, oh, of course it happens like that, and I just adore that scene so much. I just tell everyone about that scene because it's so so
Bigger
so good.
bond, bigger bond.
Yeah, yeah.
The imaginary friend thing is, I don't know how much as Indians we relate to that idea, because I think recently a film came out, If,
Hmm.
and
John
that also explores the
Krasinski's.
same idea, which I watching the film, I felt they're going for that emotion, but it's a little different than that. It's just about the imaginary friend,
Did you watch it?
and that,
Did you
yeah, I
watch
did.
it? How is it?
Yeah,
How is it?
it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah, stop right
and
there. Stop right there.
just like it's sweet, it's simple, it's heartwarming.
Right,
It gives
right.
you that feeling, but maybe as a narrative, it's not kind of full circle.
Okay.
Where you
Okay.
like it's about one amazing thing. Just sidetracking here, but one amazing moment in the film in the start is that you see video footage of the family,
Right, right.
enjoying and all that montage thing, right? And if you remember Up, right, the beginning of Up is a
Yeah.
montage
Yeah.
where the colors change as the time passes in their life and how things are
Mhm.
getting bad. So just imagine similarly, If does it, but they don't change the color.
Okay,
You see
okay.
something wrong is going on, but they make it look happy because it's from the kids' perspective. That's how they're watching the
Ah,
world. The mother is gonna die, she has cancer. Like you see that she's wearing the thing, and but they're enjoying their so she's not getting to know what is really happening, but we just
okay.
through the camera, oh shit, that's where
Yeah.
we are going here. So okay, what I was talking about.
No, that's a good segue because this Inside Out director is also the Ups director. So bringing it right back.
No, but about the ending, right? Like that scene where she's looking at the memory and then she goes back and suddenly you realize, oh, it started from the sadness, and just not for joy, for what's the main character's name?
Riley.
Riley, figure understanding that the tears coming out, that suddenly that realization happens, that and suddenly the tears drop, and
Right.
then that's where they connect that. Sometimes I think we also we learn from society that this is what is right, this is how you should feel, and the film just breaks that beautifully without even preaching it to you,
Right.
by showing you and making you feel, and you feel that, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
it's like what do you call it, reaching that
Catharsis.
catharsis, that
Yes.
wow, see, Manoj can do that. And that not many films are able to do that, because I think yesterday I saw a film called Maidan. It's a Hindi film based on Indian football, the golden era, and that's also like by the end, that like Chak De India moment,
Yeah.
that going through that journey with this character and then letting it loose, and there's some sadness and all of that there also, and then it leads to the happiness,
Yes.
ultimate happiness. And also there was a dialogue, right, by Vision: what is grief if not love?
Love perseveres. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
all,
true.
all full circle.
So I mean, I think that was a great discussion we had on the movie, but I'll just quickly jump into trivia. So 27 emotions were initially going to be portrayed in the movie, including irritation, envy, greed, gloom, despair, depression, love. But they just considered that was the early version. They sort of simplified it to just this 5. I think there
Yeah.
was also 2 more which they were going to do, surprise and contempt. But that was also chopped off in the final thing. So, and an early version of Inside Out had actually joy and fear getting lost instead of sadness. But it didn't quite work in the script sort of thing, so they sort of changed it. And this is something which I'm very interesting, and this will be coming back to you guys. So in Japan, in the Japanese version, so in the normal version, Riley hated broccoli, but in the Japanese version, it was changed to bell pepper to make the content localized to the Japanese market.
Okay.
So my question to you guys is, if
What
this
is bell pepper, first of all?
it's like capsicum. Yeah, kind of.
I
Yeah.
thought so.
So, if this was localized for the Indian market, which vegetable do you think would have been used? As you know,
Broccoli works both. Any green
Yeah,
vegetable.
like maybe not for the masses, but
bitter gourd.
peas is something, spinach is something. Like Popeye the Sailor Man is quite famous with Indians. Like
Yeah.
to eat
Just
spinach.
imagine a bitter gourd filled pizza topping.
Why are you
Why?
doing
Why
this?
do you want to imagine that?
Yeah. Of all the things you could imagine, what are you doing
I
here?
was just thinking of what
I
is-
don't eat Karela and Tinda. I think apart from that, I don't mind any veggies.
But as a pizza topping though.
Yeah, of course, Karela and Tinda, no. Once in my childhood, so my mother did this, like whatever, sabji was left night. So she used that for a pizza topping.
Okay.
And it was good. So what I did was, we had bhindi left. So I
Oh
made
my
pizza of bhindi. It was good. I know, not bad.
It was good.
Like you put, that pizza bases you get, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
You just put the sauces, you put the
Cheese.
whatever vegetable, and put cheese, and it's not that
I think
bad.
the sauce and like the cheese covers most of the taste. So like,
But I'm still comprehending. So you had bindi with pizza sauce, cheese in that pizza base.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I tried that with some other vegetables, which
Will
let's
not be
see.
revealed here for the sanctity of the audience. But
yeah, if only we could get like micro camera to my head, like you could see disgust emotion, getting bigger and bigger. Oh my god, what is he saying?
Oh, we didn't talk about that famous scene where we see the emotions of the father and the mother.
yes,
and
yes,
how the leader is different in each.
right. Oh,
We're
the
just watching
dad's
old
one,
cricket, old
Yeah.
football match. That's what we'll do, right? Kohli's innings last year
which you slept,
playing.
which you didn't watch live.
Wait,
Grief,
that's still
sadness.
going on.
Sadness increased.
He slept accidentally during the match, so he never watched that innings live.
Sadness.
Yeah,
But
like,
I was actually getting to that because we didn't talk about our favorite emotions. So 5 of those emotions were depicted. So what was your favorite? Like I agree with Nona. For me, the whole dad thing, which was there, like the way how they showed the military sort of thing, like put in the key, like charge. That was-
She's blinking. She's blinking. What happened? What happened?
But Jay, do you have like a favorite depiction of the emotion in any scene, like something that stands out to you?
I mean, there's not a particular one which feel very good about. It's just like everything when works well together seems the best one for me. But yeah, I don't know the exact response for that, to be honest.
Did you have a favorite out of the 5? And Nona, this question
Nah.
applies to you also.
See, I think that's the whole point of the film, right? Like
Everyone has
one
to work
cannot,
together. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stay there forever, right?
Right.
I
But
like the imaginary friend. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Bigger
because
one,
he got
bigger
lost
one.
and I
But-
want to remember him.
That ending of that character is so great, but I don't like that they're bringing it back for the sequel.
oh, he's
What?
back to the
Yeah, I
sequel.
think in the trailer they
No.
showed us. I read somewhere, I don't know.
Oh,
So
maybe
that is
want
a
him to
very good
come back.
segue to the expectations to the second movie.
Actually, it can work now that I think about it. If they could like bring a nostalgia emotion to it, and that brings the old memories.
I think there is nostalgia, right? In the next one. I think nostalgia is there. as a-
I don't
forgot
watch
the
trailers
trailer.
of
Like I saw the trailer,
movies.
but I forgot it. I don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're touching depression because I think. So I don't want a
Wellness.
repetition of first film.
Yeah.
Like again, they'll get lost and with different emotions. I want something new. But like if they're going depression, like I would like to see how they explore this. Like how you're gonna raise the bar for the second one.
Right,
Like
right.
now we are also mature, right? I think like what X-Men TV show thing did, that it was to come for the kids that time, but they also matured themselves for today's audience, not
Right,
just
right.
being the same thing. Trying to see if they also mature themselves, still being a for the kids,
Kids, yeah.
but more for the adults because
I
they
think
relate to it
this
so
this
much.
will be her teenage years, right? From like
Yeah.
she was a child, so then
Yeah,
maybe
the
the
movie ended with her being like, now she's 12,
right.
So let's
So
see
then
what
the
She
happens.
hates
third, the
adolescents, right? Because her the what do you call that? The
emotions. What?
no,
Acha, dashboard, the
the
keyboard sort
dashboard
of thing,
Uh-huh,
that
increased,
right.
right, in
expanded.
the beginning, in the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
scene.
yeah.
So then the
So
third one will be adulthood, and we'll have Christopher Nolan directed, and it'll be end of the
Oh,
epic
bro,
conclusion to the
that's
worldwide
what I'm
phenomenon.
talking about.
my God, those expectations.
No, I think Nolan would have. I think Nolan would really like Inside Out. I don't know. I've not seen him talk
I
about
think
it, but
it's too dumbed down for him.
yeah,
He's like, no,
probably.
what are you telling? I'm not gonna show anything.
But that's the thing, he never dumps, bro. Like we have Tenet, for example. Like he
Yeah.
never dumps down. He's like, see, if you understand good, otherwise just enjoy whatever is happening. Yeah,
I'm
that's it.
telling you, Tenet. I'm like, okay, I understand. The moment I stepped out of the theater, I don't get a shit what happened.
Nah. I
This is
watched it
also a good
thrice.
segue because we'll be having a Christopher Nolan episode coming up where we'll be talking about the best sequel, like which could be a best sequel to a Christopher Nolan original movie. So again, just a segue. Jay, continue. Yeah.
Oh, nah.
Already
I'm
Dark Knight
just
is the answer,
blown
right?
away. I'm just blown away by his like commitment, and I love it. Love it, Manoj. Absolutely loving the energy, bro.
Oh man, but I think we summed up the movie pretty well. You guys have any final thoughts before we close this podcast? Anything you feel you missed to mention, something like that? Like how I'm looking great today or something.
I already mentioned it before the recording started that you had a haircut because Nona is appearing. So yeah, I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, you brought it upon yourself. So there's that.
So bad.
Guys, if you're listening on Spotify, come to YouTube and check out his haircut, guys.
No, Spotify also has video, apparently. There are video
Oh,
podcast options there, so yeah.
bro,
And
I feel
everything
so
should be-
lost. I feel so lost. I relate to my adults now. Like it's not happening. I'm just feeling so lost with technology.
But yeah, any parting thoughts before we close this? Anything?
I'm thinking about if we miss anything. Just going through the plot quickly in my head. There's
I
just
do
like when you're
have.
playing the movie.
I don't want to
another
brag,
trivia.
but I do have Wikipedia loaded up here.
Oh, nice.
I'm kidding.
Any more
What,
trivia?
one last thing, like Manoj mentioned in the beginning that Phyllis and
Yeah.
Kelly,
Yeah, Mindy
appears
Kaling.
in it. I hope like they somehow like pull like all the like at least the Office actors
Cast.
together
Yeah.
for an Inside Out movie. And it's never gonna happen, but it's just another one of like what
But,
ifs, like
like,
imaginary
See,
scenario.
there are
in my head.
27 emotions, like originally, so
That's
they might
cool.
keep bringing more and more. So by the
Yeah.
third movie,
I
it
just
will be-
hope going forward they don't complicate it too much. Like there's too many characters to follow.
Nah,
Yeah,
it'll be
that's what I
like
was
it'll be like
thinking.
Avengers Endgame, like 27 emotions coming together.
But again, the main focus was on 5 only, na?
Yeah.
And so.
But this
yeah,
one, I think they
hopefully-
expanded. I think I don't know the exact count. We'll know it next weekend after we watch it.
Hopefully the runtime is like increased because 139 emotions. I don't know, but yeah, let's see what they have for us.
So yeah, that's it for today. I think we had a really cool discussion on the Inside Out movie. Next week we'll be talking about the Jump Street movies because on the anniversary of 22nd Jump Street,
That's
Jay
the
is already excited. My name is Haf.
My name is Bro, I love it. It's the like top 5 dialogues ever written and ever delivered.
So
Channing Tatum.
if you guys have missed to subscribe to the channel, so please do go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, that's it from you guys. From us, keep geeking up.
Oh, you geeking up. Yeah.